Yo guys, what is up? Welcome to another Sky High Aviation video. Normally when you see me with my face like this, it's normally live streaming. Today we're doing something a little bit special. Did some research, found out that there's an airline tier list. This is as you saw by the title, it's an airline tier list video. We're going to be ranking airlines, some of which I've been on, some of which I've heard on, some of which I've never heard of, and we'll just be randomly ranking them. So this is going to be an exciting video. I hope you guys enjoy, and without further ado, let's get right into things. Alright, so here, as you can see, we have our beautiful tier list. Again, lots of airlines. Trying to go through all of these relatively quickly. Probably know about 70% of these, and I've probably been flown on about 30% of these. So there's a good projection, whatever you want to call it. We have 5 categories. A, which is even excellent. B, which is pretty good. C, mediocre. D, I wouldn't fly on them, but if I had to, I would likely choose that airline. And F, absolute outright terrible. I tell you, more of these, a lot of these airlines are going to pop up in the bottom 3, with a select few making it to the top 2 categories. All right, let's start off with Aero. Never heard of them. So Aerolog, I'm gonna assume it's Aero Logo or something. Never heard of them. Let's just give it a D. Aeroflot. If you're going to Russia, this is the airline you're gonna take. Pretty fancy, pretty nice. I'm gonna put them in the B category. I've heard of them, never flown on them. Aer Lingus, Irish airline. We're gonna give them a C. Not great. Aeromexico. Delta and Aeromexico partners are pretty close in everything that they do, except Delta's a lot better. We're gonna give Aeromexico C, although it's the biggest airline in Mexico. Not really good. Air Baltic, if you live up in Eastern Europe, probably know what I'm talking about. Air Baltic, I'm gonna give a C as well. I've heard of them, but not really familiar with what they do. Air Botswana, I'd assume these are smaller planes that are flown. Again, never heard of this airline. We're going to get into some of those later. We'll put them in the D category. Air Canada. Oh, that's the one I've heard of. Air Canada. That's a pretty interesting airline. Nice service. They got a brand new paint coat on all of their planes, new livery. But for now, we're going to put them in the C category as well. Not great. Air China, this is Air China Cargo. Interesting. Well, I'm not a big fan of cargo planes, so we'll put them in D. Air France, this is definitely an airline that a lot of people have heard of. Never flown on Air France, but I've heard great things coming out of Air France. We're going to put them in the B category. Air New Zealand. Well, this is an airline that I've actually looked at flying for before. Air New Zealand, of course, they're going to take you to New Zealand. They have some pretty big planes. They got some pretty small planes. They'll take you around that area in Australia. They do fly a couple destinations here in America. We'll plop them in that C category. Air North, never heard of them. We'll put them in we'll put you in the D category. Air Serbia, I don't plan on going to Serbia. We'll put them here. Air Transat, I have heard of. It's kind of a budget airline, a Canadian budget airline. It's not really that good. I've seen videos, and I've seen people not be happy with their product. Air Indonesia, or Air Asia Indonesia. We're going to put in the D category, along with all the Air Asias. Don't really like their airline. Not really too popular. Airbridge Cargo, never heard of it. We'll put it in the D. From now on, we put in the D category. Everything that I have never heard of will go into the D category, but it's looking as of right now, next 7 or 8, I have well heard of and well knowledge. Alaska. This is an airline I've actually flown on. This is a really good airline, especially if you're traveling down the West Coast. Duh. But this airline is just a lot of great service, a lot of passion that they put into it. The planes inside are beautiful, mood lighting, the reference to Native American culture. Alaska really stays warm to that Pacific Northwest heritage that they do have. We're going to put them in the B category there. Pretty good airline. Italia. This is an Italian airline. If you're willing to go to Italy, there you go. Not really great service. I would put them in the C category. They are an average airline. Oh boy. Allegiant. This is going to be interesting. Allegiant, they're always late, and they don't really have a great maintenance record. Again, D is an airline that I would fly if, is a family emergency or something and is the cheapest out there. Sure, go ahead. But again, I want to be comfortable at the same time. American. I'm sure this doesn't apply to everybody, but I've never had a bad experience on American. They've been great to me. I'm not going to say that their planes are in great condition sometimes, but they are, at one point, were the biggest airline in the world. They probably still are as of right now. I've never had a bad experience. They're great. A lot of their planes look really nice on the inside. They do a good job with their passengers. I'm a big fan of that Miami hub and that Charlotte hub and Dallas, just in the south. We're going to put them up. I know it's going to upset some people. We're going to put them up at the B tier. They're pretty good. Pretty good. On Upon Airways. So that's basically like Japan Airlines predecessor. They are completely taking over Japan. They're members of the Star Alliance network. We're going to put them at B because they do a really good job of taking you down to Asia. Speaking of Asia, we have Asiana. Asiana Airlines, again, just one of those another Asian airlines that take you from the West Coast to Asia. We're going to put them in the C category there, pretty good. Most people recognize them from the plane crash that they had down in San Francisco back down in 2013. Atlas Air. This is mainly a cargo charter airline. You're not going to be flying on Atlas Air unless your company charters you on it, or if you are in the military, likely you will fly Atlas Air, but again, mainly used for cargo. We'll put them in the D category. Austrian, that's again Austrian Airlines. Don't know much about them, but again, I have heard of them. We'll put them in the C category. Avianca, I am familiar with this airline. I believe it is native to Peru. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is pretty good. It's okay. Again, it's in the middle of the park. It's an average airline. Put them in the C. Azul, I'm assuming based on that tiny little South American logo here, that they are again in South Africa. Not South Africa. Why? South America. We're gonna put them in D category. Batik Air, Lion Group. So if we go down here again, you have the liner. So I think this is Southwest, South Asia. Don't know what they are. Probably a smaller airline. Oh, look at this! British Airways. Never flew British Airways, 100% honest, but I have heard of them. Very popular airline. I think it's a basic airline. If I were to compare them, it would be to American, but I've seen pictures of the British Airlines food. The British aren't very classy when it comes to food, fish and chips. It's about it. This may upset some people, no matter how nice their seats are. We're going to put them in the C category. Cargo Jet, there. Cargola, there. Oh, no, there. I mean, it's a cargo airline. What are we going to do? Cathay Pacific. I think we may have our first A here. Cathay Pacific is it's a Pacific airline, and it's down in South Asia again, in that Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines area. Very, very popular there. They're a really good airline. I've seen a lot of great things out of them. A lot of people are happy with them. They do fly within Canada as well. So we are actually going to have our first candidate here. Cathay Pacific is an airline that I would 100% fly on. They're a bit smaller, but it's the luxury airline if you ask me. Cebu Pacific, never heard of them. China Airlines. So we had that one of that. It's completely different, but China Airlines, gonna put them in the C category. Again, another average airline that'll take you anywhere in Asia. China Eastern. Again, this is actually gonna go in the D. I've actually read about them. I don't like them. I know it sounds weird going in the. I'm not going to say that again. Try not to. Do they have Air Koryo here? AKA the airline that you take when you're going to North Korea. I don't plan on going there. China Southern. Okay. China Southern. It's a pretty good airline. Again, mediocre. Put them in the C category. So again, majority of these airlines are going to fall into the bottom 3. I know we haven't had any here yet, but it's coming. Don't worry. CityLink. Sounds like something European. Never heard of them. Condor. I have heard of them. This is like a vacation airline, so they will take you from Europe down into vacation areas such as Dominican Republic, all these islands down here, Puerto Rico. They're pretty good. I like the interior of their planes. Not FedEx, silly. We're going to put them in the C category. Okay, guess I dragged FedEx up here. FedEx, cargo plane, I've heard of them. So you know what? FedEx, pretty good. Maybe you could deliver packages to my area. I always get UPS that delivers the packages here. So you're going to the C category. Copa Airlines. Copa Airlines is a really good airline. It is the sister airline to... Where are you, United? Yeah, never mind. It's the sister airline to United Airlines. This is a, really good airline, a really airline that I'm confident in. I'm definitely going to Panama. If I'm definitely going to Panama, definitely flying Copa Airlines. They are in the B category. Have you seen their first class on that 737? That is awesome. Hold up. Did this list not include United? It's here. I'll find it somewhere. Cuba Air or Cubana. We're going to put him in the D category. We'll skip Delta for now. DHL, another cargo airline I've heard. We'll slip him in there. EasyJet. My English fans and my European fans will know me for this one. EasyJet, I have heard of Oh, there's United, found him. The EasyJet is an airline that I've heard of. It's a low cost. It's basically the Spirit of Europe. Heard a lot of people don't like them. We're going to slip into the D category. Don't think it's good. Can't read this here, but it looks like Dwell. Don't know. Egypt Air. I don't know how to feel about that. Let's see. This is the Israeli airline, so Israel. I love Israel. It's a beautiful place, beautiful country. Not so happy with what happens during wars, though. We'll slip in the C category, and they're pretty good. Oh, look at what we've run into. Emirates. This is the epitome of class and amazingness. Emirates. Have you seen those first class seats? We will put you up there. Ethiopian Airlines. I've heard about them. They're okay. Put them here. I do like their logo, though. Very nice. Etihad. Again, this is another airline that a lot of people will fly. Luxury. If you're going to the Middle East, we're going to put them up there. Now, to be honest, I think Etihad's better than Emirates. It's just my personal opinion, but you don't have to like it, but we'll see. EVA Air. So again, this is another Asian airline. They're pretty good. I have heard good things about them, but we're still going to put them in the C category. Finnair. C. Flyair. D. Never heard of them. Flybe. We will put in the C category. I have heard of them, but they just fly turboprop planes. Fly Dubai. Or, no, they're actually going to go here. Fly Dubai. We'll go into the D category. I'm assuming this is an Asian airline. Not a big fan. Latam Cargo. Okay, so Latam is an actual airline. They have the cargo. Sure, whatever. They're good. Hawaiian Airlines. This is Hawaii's airline, of course. They're pretty good. I've seen videos, pictures. I've never personally flown on them. Don't plan on doing it. But it is a overall decent airline. I would slip them, though, into the C. They are close to being a B. Iberia. Spain. If you go to Spain, fly Iberia. I know this is getting long, but we got a good couple more airlines to get through. Iberia, they're gonna go into the C category as an average airline as well. Iceland Air. This is an airline I'm a big fan of. If you ever want to go to Iceland, I think this is the only way you get into that country, flying Iceland Air. Iceland Air is a solid B airline. Trust me on this one. Iran Air. Don't plan on going to Iran. Iraqi. Don't plan on going here. Japan Airlines, there you go. The predecessor is ANA. They're up here at B. Japan, they've fallen off a lot since the last 20 years. They're going to be sticking to the C. Jet2, the low-cost airline. That's all you need to tell me. Slip them here. We'll skip JetBlue for now. I kind of want to save some of these nice ones. Jet Asia. Never heard of them. Jetstar, I've heard of them. People aren't big fans of them. Royal Dutch Airlines, aka KLM. I've heard good things about KLM. I am a big fan of KLM. I will fly KLM in the future eventually. This is an airline that a lot of people are sleeping on. Go to Amsterdam. It's a beautiful place. It is B. Korean Air. Again, this is a B airline. Pretty good. LATAM. Again, another South American airline that a lot of people, I think, are sleeping on. I'm going to put them here, though. They're close to a B. They can do it. I feel like Lion Parcel. Okay, so how many lions do we have here? Wow, okay. Not a big fan. Don't like Lion anyway. London Air Services. I assume if you're trying to commute around London in a plane, you'll stick there. Oh, Lufthansa. Now, don't get mad at me, but this is going automatically up here. Lufthansa is an amazing airline. They're German. It is a great airline, part of the Star Alliance network as well. I would fly on that airline any day. I would actually work for that airline any day as well if I had the opportunity. I love Lufthansa, but I don't speak German, so unfortunately not. Malaysia, another middle of the pack. A lot of people know Malaysia for those missing planes that they got out there. Weird conspiracy theories. Doesn't really bother me. Malindo Air. Merpati. Never heard of them. Nam. Never heard of them. National. I think this is a cargo airline. Nippon Cargo Airlines. We'll put them in the C category because only that their real airline here is up in the B category. Norwegian. This is an airline that has gone bankrupt a couple times. They're in the middle of the pack as well. They have some nice planes. They have the MAX. They got the Boeing 787. And middle of the pack airline. Again, I'd say closer to B than the D category. Oman Air. Who am I kidding? Never heard of them. Philippine Airlines. This is again, closer to the B category, but again, we'll slip them in the C category. P. Okay. P. Again, never heard of them. Qantas. We're going to silently move Qantas to B. Again, closer to the A category. Qantas is a good airline. I will fly Qantas. I like Qantas. That is an airline that I am very good. Very good. I can trust them. They're a good airline. Take me to Australia for 14 hours. Qatar, I believe, is the best airline in the world right now. They are a beautiful and amazing airline. I would fly them any day. Great airline. Royal Air Maroc. There's our first F candidate. The logo doesn't look that good. I mean, could put some coloring in there. Never heard of this airline, so we're just gonna have to judge off the logo. Royal Jordanian. This is a silent one that people are sleeping on as well. Want to go to Jordan? This is a nice airline. It is a B airline in my opinion. Ryanair. Boop. Low-cost airline, European airline. You've seen the memes. Their landings, not good. I'll actually put a video in here right now. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? Saudi Arabian Airlines. See. Scoot. I have watched a video about this. Not good. F. See, the F's are starting to pile up here. Silk Air. D. Singapore. Again, we've got another one to the A category. Singapore, in my opinion. Again, the second best airline the third best airline behind Lufthansa, and then Etihad would be fourth. These are great airlines. Singapore is a great, trustable airline. Part of the Star Alliance network, amazing. Notice how a lot of these airlines are Star Alliance network members. Cathay Pacific is as well. Skylink Express, I think we're going to go into the D area. D category. Ooh, this is going to be fun. We'll get some of these foreign airlines out of the way before we get to some of the ones you recognize here. Sri Lankan. Nope. Never heard of them. In case you didn't know. Any of the airlines I've never heard of will go in here. Obviously, some of them I've heard of, but I'm not big fans of. Swiss Air. This is again, close to a B airline, but will sit at C for now. Tajik Air, D category. TAP Portugal. This is a C category. This is a decent airline. They use a lot of smaller planes. They can take you from America to Portugal, but again, smaller plane, maybe less comfort. Thai Airways. This is a close to an A. Pretty good airline. I put them at the B category. Thai Lion Air. Again, not a big fan of Lion Air. Thomas Cook. If I'm correct, this airline actually just went bankrupt and they stranded a bunch of their passengers. So take that. Trigana Air. Never heard of them. They will go into the D category. TUI Fly. I always just like that smile. I've always just liked that smile. They will go into the C category. Turkish. This is a trustable airline. This is a good airline. I've never flown on them. Maybe. They're closer to the C category, but they're going to sneak into the B category. Wamos Air. Never heard of them. That means they go into the D category. I've heard of all these airlines. Wings Air. Never heard of them. I'm going to have to look at some of these up. Wizz. I've heard of Wizz. They do fly to Iceland. I'm getting correct. They do fly to Iceland. Not only do they fly to Iceland, they're a pretty good airline. They are borderline B. We will keep them in the C area. Same with WOW. I think these airlines are very similar because they have very similar colors and all that. And Express Air, never heard of them. They will go into the D category. So we've got the final 7 airlines here. All airlines that most people are familiar of. We will start from the back to the front. WestJet. WestJet is a B airline. People are sleeping on them. This is a good airline. Alternative to Air Canada. Much cheaper. Good airline. UPS. Cargo airline. Just because I get most of my packages from the UPS truck, I will put them in the B category. Maybe you should deliver on time, though. I may think about changing that. Yeah. S for Spirit. I will never fly in Spirit. Look at me dead in the eye, viewer. I will never fly for Spirit. They are a terrible airline. Absolutely terrible. There's nothing to say about them. The delays, this terrible charging people for all this stuff. The seats. Have you seen the tray tables? The tray table is smaller than the keyboard. I don't know if you can see the keyboard. The keyboard is tiny. The keyboard is bigger than the tray table. Spirit goes in F. I will never fly them. United. I was a United kid growing up, or Continental kid, and then United. I can clearly tell that the culture's changed from that. But it's still, never had a bad experience on United. Flew alone in United just a couple weeks ago. They were great. They offered me food from first class. Wow, amazing. We'll go with them B. They're closer to the C category, though. JetBlue. I've never flown JetBlue, believe it or not. This is an airline that people are sleeping on as well. This is the up and coming, along with Alaska. JetBlue is actually flying to London in a matter of days. They are going to be opening that route from JFK to London on the A321. And unlike some other airlines in TAP Portugal, they actually have lie-down flat seats in their first-class cabins. Once they get all their planes, redone with the new interior that they have, they are an A airline. Southwest, the Love airline. This airline, they do it fast, they do it quick. They represent what some of the airlines like Allegiant and Spirit do not. We are missing Frontier, but if Frontier was here, they're in the F category as well. So just picture Frontier. Southwest is the exact same as all these, except their seats actually have space. They're comfy. They give you free drinks. They give you free entertainment. And they do it all in a quick turnaround time. They fly fast. They say, hey, we're going to do it fast. We're going to do it quick. We're going to get you where you need to go. Some people think it's a B airline. I love Southwest. I want to fly for Southwest in the future. It's beautiful. That leaves us with the final airline, Delta Airlines. You know where this is going. Up to the top. Delta is a top 10 airline in the world. Take it from me. They're beautiful interiors. Some of their older planes, they've seen better days. But again, Delta, I think they have a great product going forward. The nearest hub or airport to me is a Delta hub. It's amazing. They're a great airline, and That's all you got to say for it right there. This is the tier list right here. Take a picture. If you want to fill this out, send it to me. I will compare it. Again, I told you most of these guys are going to be stuck here in the bottom three, but here are your top B and A categories. This is good stuff right here, right? I understand. Again, some of these airlines, like they're close to being a big airline, but again, they're not there yet. They will get there. Again, this is just my opinion. I hope you've enjoyed this episode or special episode of Sky Aviation Rank Series. I'll be trying to get more of these done. Trying to figure out, hey, who's got the best first class, who's got all this. But be on the lookout for more content coming up this week. Thanks for watching.